morning. Hey, well, it is still morning. For a little bit, depending on where you are in the world, I suppose. All right. How's it going? Today we're building this very unfocused camera. Hello. I will open my MG Vidar and build with you. There you go. Sam, you'll enjoy it. Fantastic kit. This kit, I was actually planning to live build last week. Some of you may remember I did mention it in the last live build of the Golden Warrior. I said I'm going to build Shining Gundam next week. The problem was I opened the kit and did my unboxing and everything. I started preparing the kit for the build, and realized it was missing a piece. Yes, my kit was missing a piece, and a pretty important piece, a pretty noticeable one, as it was one of the opening face parts on the front. So yeah, that was not fun. So I should be able to get a replacement part, but in the meantime, it's like, oh well, I'm not gonna build the kit yet if it's gonna have like half its face missing. That's kind of dumb. But we got the kits in here at USA Gundam Store, and another employee here was getting the kit and lent me their face piece. And so when I get my replacement one, I'll be able to give that back to them. But for now, I am able to get it built up. So let's do it. I'm looking forward to this one. I do really like the look of this kit in general, but just the Shining Gundam as well. And we might as well just follow the path of the instructions, I suppose. Hello there, everyone. Hello there's to everyone. Mafia, you in particular, yeah, I think I did get an email from you, right? For the Gunpla critique that was supposed to be last week. That I need to post about that. That obviously that's been postponed. That was also supposed to be last week too, but I had to postpone that, and so I'll update you guys all on that. I'll try to do that just right after this, maybe. But also, hello to see Sam, Jerry, Go, the V Gray, caught it on time. Yes, indeed. George, Revan is here. Membership channel when? I mean, I've thought about it, but yeah, I mean, like, I think maybe like anytime this comes up, I always have the same answer in that I don't know what I could offer as like a perk of membership. So that's kind of the main thing why I don't have any sort of membership or anything like that here on the channel. Always open to your guys' ideas or suggestions for that, but kind of the main problem is just not having enough time. I mean, I'm already kind of very busy just doing what I normally do. If I'm going to offer any sort of like extra content or anything extra for like membership on the channel, I just don't know how I can really manage that. It's already hard enough trying to do like anything at all special for my Patreon supporters, which we have we have our Discord server. We've got the as best as we can monthly Gunpla critique videos, but that's really kind of about it. And even that, it's kind of hard. Oh, I did start doing the build logs there on Patreon as well. Which I've got a couple up there. I have another one that I need to upload on there on Patreon, and yeah, have that going as well. But just offer a private Discord alongside Patreon members. I mean, I suppose I could make it that like you can join the Discord either through Patreon or through YouTube membership, I suppose. But I mean, I feel like if people want to join the Discord, I mean, if you can join on YouTube, then you can join on Patreon. Then hi from the Netherlands. Anyway, what's going on, Remco? Oh yeah, Mafia, you're right. Actually, that I did receive your mail after when I was planning to do the live stream anyway. You're correct, but either way, I was already gonna have to postpone it anyway. Dylan said, "Hey Zach, my Striker expansion sets for the Strike RM arrived yesterday. Nice. Maybe a secret schedule of upload for the week. I mean, yeah, people just want to support you, especially those. That's true. I mean, I guess one of the perks of membership is it doesn't show you ads on my videos. Is that right? I believe that's also something I could do. Anyway, I'll think about it, but yeah, always open to suggestions. I thought about to display an MG with half armor, half inner frame. Any recommended MG with highly detailed inner frame? Well, the IBO master grades, either the Barbatos or the Vidara would be good options. You got the Lupus coming out later. That would also be a good option, I suppose. Any of like, I think most any of like the 2.0 kits, like 2.0 Zaku or 2.0 Gundam, 3.0 Gundam as well, I suppose you could do. The Sazabi, the MG Sazabi would be a good one. Just ones that have like either layered inner frames like the MG Sazabi or just kind of more complex inner frame. Yeah. I mean, you can check like Dalong's a good resource because Dalong, I think, like as far as I can remember, in like almost any master grade kit review that Dalong has on there, he always has a photo of just the inner frame without the armor on it. So you can always just check on there. That would be good. $2 or $3 membership. Yeah, I'll look into it, Revan. Yeah, I'll think about it some more. Lately, I've just been very busy keeping up with just kind of the normal channel content, and also because of this side project that I'm working on, which I can't or won't really talk about too much at the moment. But yes, the side project is on a bit of a time crunch, so I'm really kind of busting my butt to try to get that done. So that's what I was working on this morning. Before this live stream, I was working on getting some surfacer sprayed on the first part of that. That project is kind of comprised of a few different elements, of which the first was ready for surfacer, so I got that on, and fortunately everything as far as like the parts, I guess everything looked pretty good. There was a couple of seams that are going to need a little bit more attention, so I had to put a little bit more putty on those, and we'll have to go back and do a bit more sanding and reapply surfacer on a couple of parts, but mostly came out pretty good, so that's good. And in the meantime of that, I am starting work on the next part. Well, I've already this past week at home, I've already been kind of plugging away, working on the third part. I kind of have them. There's no like real order necessarily, just in kind of the order that I plan on working on them. But last week I've been working on prep work, just sanding on the third part of that, just to get that ready a little bit. And yeah, later today, after this and after like a couple other things to work on, then I'm gonna be starting some work on the second part. So it's kind of a juggling act, trying to be constantly making progress on those, because like I said, I'm up against the clock and just trying to keep up the progress as much as I can. So far it's going pretty good. I'm pleased with the progress thus far. I'm still kind of on track for that. So Have Adam review a kit once per month. Adam, review a kit? I'm not sure how that might go. It's a novel idea. Don't think it would necessarily work out or work very well to have him like do the review or something. I didn't even know necessarily how that might work. But what I think might be something that's possibly more feasible could be like getting his commentary on something. Like ask him to I don't know. Ask him to give some commentary. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would be all that interesting or useful or anything, but yeah, again, it's something else to think about, I suppose. I think there's a possibility there. I'm just not exactly sure what it might be at the moment. So far with this, just on the build, I'm just starting with the leg here, as that's where we're supposed to be starting. Gonna follow the manual. And a lot of the frame is going together with these locking mechanisms, which I'm always a fan of, because I always feel that that's kind of a good way to secure and stabilize the frame. Much more so, in my opinion, than something like metal parts. So like these days, they're kind of becoming a little bit more and more common, like the metal frame parts sets for different kits, or just kits that come with metal frame parts. And for me personally, I much more prefer, I mean, if the point is to like stabilize the frame, I definitely prefer something like just having locking mechanisms on the joints, like what we've got here with this one, more so than like metal parts. It's interesting. Oh. Kind of tricky to get this part on here, I feel like. So, just so you can kind of see what I'm struggling with here for a moment, that center part is a little tab that needs to fit. Why is this so out of focus? What's going on here? There you go. That little center tab sticking down there needs to fit into this little slot, so it kind of has to fit into there, and then this gold part needs to slide up onto that. Yeah, I can see better from the bottom or something. It's like not wanting to get in there. I need something to push this. I feel like it's like pushing the tab down when I've got this on there. Maybe that's the problem. Oops, no, hang on. I'll adjust the camera in a second. Sorry, guys. I know it's still zoomed in. Try to push the thrusters in the part, then push up. That's what I did. I'll get it. Just give me a second. I get it on there? There we go. All right. Yeah, it's a little bit of a trick to it because you kind of have to have it like just right. Okay. So that we need to push out. And this gold part. Huh? Huh? What? Oh, okay. I thought like this. I thought this whole gold part was supposed to fit through this red part. I'm like, how's that gonna work? Oh boy. All right, let's see. This one's also not gonna be an easy thing here. Ooh. Takes a minute to get it there, but I feel like once this is on, it's going to work well. Just kind of a little bit of a trick to get it on there. Now, hang on a second. I will say this part that we're working on at the moment, not necessarily like a very small, not like little parts, but this kit does have, I mean, like kind of most RGs do, but this kit does have a fair amount of very small parts. So if you're not a fan, then this one may not be for you. But yeah, especially in the head, when we get to the head, you'll see like just all the really little parts that this has, especially for just like the opening kind of transforming gimmick on the head, of course. Right. Pushing this blue part onto the red part, it seemed like something was not quite in all the way. So I thought maybe one of the pegs was misaligned or something, but apparently not. I don't know. It's not perfectly flush, but I think that's as good as that's gonna be. All right, now let's see. This side first. And then this one. Oh, that's interesting. So the foot, this one here, let me show you. So our leg frame, thigh, knee, and the like lower leg, and this ball joint is what's going to connect the foot. The foot is going to be connected onto the frame via that ball joint there, like in the shin, essentially, which is all right, because then this piece that goes over it is going to kind of like hold that in place. So you'll still have some movement, but it shouldn't. That should hold it there so that this won't come off the ball joint there. So that's good. Because my worry with that was that, okay, if this is like coming off the ball joint inside the leg, it's going to be a pain to like, if you have to try to like put it back on, you're going to have to take apart the leg entirely and all that. So that was not going to be a fun time. Right. And interestingly, if you guys have not seen about this yet, this kit actually does reuse a small handful of parts from the God Gundam, which I was kind of surprised about. Just a couple of parts, not much, but I was surprised, honestly, that it was any at all. All right, there's our leg, one of them, all done. So yeah, that ball joint in the middle of the leg will kind of give us another access point, like for the ankle, essentially. That being able to move here like this, and then like further in the ankle. So very interesting indeed. Oh, is that supposed to be like that? Oh, interesting. So the foot, this part of the foot, the front part of the foot slides out. I'm guessing that's to slide out so you can get more of a toe bend there, because I guess it's kind of pretty much the same. What's the benefit of that? I don't know, but that toe part kind of slides out a bit there. That's interesting. All right. Let's do that other leg here. That's the transformation part of the. Oh, the foot extends as part of the transformation to super mode? Did not know that. I knew like obviously the other parts open up, but didn't know the foot does that. For that reason, anyway. Okay. The foot part was supposed to be ×2, right? All right, let's go back here real quick. Got that. Otherwise, please release HG Artemis Pendetta. Excuse me. Otherwise, what's going on with you guys? Everybody have a good weekend? We went to the beach, my family and I. And if I could, I would show you my chest and stomach, which is very red. I put on like sun cream on like the face and neck and back, but for some reason just neglected the whole front of my torso, and so it's very sunburnt. Also the tops of my feet, which is annoying. But hey, Salt Life. Went to Gundam based event at my hobby shop. Was so nice. Where was that at? There was one here in Florida about weeks ago. I did not attend. It was over on the other side of the state. Had I been invited, might have attended, I suppose. Otherwise, I was not going to drive. I think probably would have been like 4 hours or something, if not more, to go. It's not about to drive that just to go to that pop-up event there. The USA Gundam Store sponsor Gundam Assemble tournament. I'm not sure that that's an idea. I'll bring it up to Adam, see if that's something that he's at all interested in. But not sure. We're just trying to at this point, just trying to get the stuff, which is proving to be a challenge. All right, that's it for that, right? Yep. Okay. We're back on the left leg. Newbie here. Hello, Izzy. I'm not sure if I'm reading that right, but saving up for a big one for Christmas. Should I get my first MG Zeta or RG wing kits? Really up to you. I mean, with the Zeta MG, you've got a couple of good options between the 2.0 and the 2.0 and what is it, the Verka? Either of which I could recommend. The Verka is kind of better, but if you prefer the look of the 2.0, the 2.0 is still good. They just kind of have a little bit different style to them. I kind of like the design of the 2.0, but like objectively the Verka is better. That said, I mean, you have lots of great MG options, but you know, if you're a fan of the Zeta Gundam and that's what you want to get, then it's certainly a good option. Any of the RG wing kits are also a good option though too. So I mean, you kind of can't really go wrong. I would say that, I mean, the RG Zeta is not near as bad as you may have heard. Being a newbie, I'm just guessing that you've probably heard about how bad the RG Zeta is. I would say take all that with a grain of salt. It's really not all that bad. You have to be careful with it, like transforming it, but I mean, if you just take your time and you're gentle with it, then it's really not that big of a deal. And in my opinion, it's probably my favorite looking version of the Zeta Gundam. I think, like, again, the Verka is still like the better kit overall. I would also say the HGUC Revive is another really good option, but obviously much less detailed. It's not fully transforming, which I actually think is one of the things that has going for it as an advantage, because it's not fully transforming. It's kind of less finicky. Obviously, in like 144 scale, the transformation is what makes the RG kind of troublesome for a lot of people. So getting rid of the transforming functionality of it kind of works to the benefit of the HG being a much more solid kit. Yeah, it just doesn't have the detail that other versions would have. So that's the trade-off. But really good option if you're wanting a good Zeta kit. That said, I don't know when that kit has been reprinted. It has been reprinted anytime recently, so it might not be an easy one to get your hands on. Let's see. For the next contest, Transform It Gundam, giving a Gunpla transformation, giving a transformation to Gunpla. I think that's probably way too advanced for most people. I think for the next contest, I don't know, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I'm not sure about the next contest. I've got some different ideas, and obviously there's ideas kind of left over from in the past, and then whatever other kind of new ideas I might come up with for future contests. But I don't know. After this contest, probably we'll take a little break from contests, and I'll talk more about that later. The best early MG is the Mark II. Yeah, I can definitely confirm that one as well. Still have to buy a stand for my Strike Freedom HG. Yeah. Don't know, but I lean toward HG Revive if that early RG has HG Revive counterpart. Oh, yeah. So like if the RG has, if like that same mobile suit has an HG Revive version, it's like the Mark II. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted a good 144 scale Mark II, you really could go either way. I mean, the RG holds up pretty well, and it's obviously going to be like more detailed. But if that's not a priority for you, then yeah, the HG Revive is really, really good too. So, all right, we're starting on the waist now. Up next, the legs are done, and see what's next after this. The torso. So yeah, kind of typical RG build flow. of building it from the ground up. It's one thing I always kind of liked. I don't always follow that, but it is one thing that I do like, just kind of about the way that RGs are designed, that you're kind of building it from the ground up, just kind of somewhat give you that sensation of like actually building a Gundam, right? That it can actually kind of stand as you're building it upwards. I think that was definitely something, Bandai has mentioned that as something that they planned for the Perfect Grade New Gundam. But they wanted it to have the feeling of like building like a real Gundam. So I'm sure that one's probably going to go together in a similar way, although not completely like from the ground up. Because I think we're probably going to build it similar to the Perfect Grade Unleashed Arc 782, which meant like building the frame first. So it'll probably be a matter of like building the frame maybe from like the ground up, and then adding the armor and everything else on top of that. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting though. It's going to be quite the adventure, that kit, the PG New. Any of you guys planning on getting that kit? Do you have a pre-order in for it already, or are you kind of waiting to see more about it, or waiting to get a bank loan to get that one? What do you guys think? It's going to be a big, impressive kit, and I think that as much as people, myself included, have been complaining about the price of it seemingly being kind of a little bit over the top, it's one of those things that like once it comes out and people start seeing it online and like seeing how massive and awesome it is, and there's going to be a lot of FOMO going on, I think, and a lot of people like then like scrambling trying to get it because they didn't pre-order it because they thought it's like way too expensive. And once they see everybody else get theirs and showing it off online, I think there's going to be a lot of people trying to get their hands on it at that point, is my my prediction. Remortgage my house for the PG, yeah, right. Mafia has one pre-ordered. There you go. Are you asking for Warlord Titan with bank loan? Which one's that? That sounds familiar, but I can't think of what that is. Anyway, what's that? The side skirts are slightly different, so I'm trying to make sure I get the right one on here. And this one is, let's see. Even the side skirts have a little lock on them. That's good. Oh, interesting. Okay. Should be it's a little too late now, I suppose. Should have been thinking about taking more photos of this kit while I'm going through the build process for a Patreon build log. Would have been a good idea. Just kind of in the zone, though. I guess you can always refer to the live stream but just kind of better explain my commentary, I feel like, with the build logs, just because it can take just like a nice like close-up photo of something that I need to reference and like just put like concise text on it. Anyway, that's fine. For the next one, perhaps, which what's going to be the next kit to build after this? Wilbo, thank you for the super chat there. Appreciate that. Let me read it here in a second. What's going to be the next? Oh, maybe I'll do a build log on this one. This is another kit that I'm going to be working on soon. The Fumikane version of Optimus Prime here from Kotobukiya. So be working on that soon. That one might be kind of fun, interesting. My HMM Shadow Fox snapped in two near the abdomen. Do you or anything in the chat? Anyway, so yeah, my recommendation would be probably just to use pins. Either you could just use plastic, as in just like take a piece of runner, kind of depending on how big it is. But yeah, you could just use pieces of runner, and then just probably need two of them. So like in the part where it's broken. Let me see. Something like this. So like you have like one part of the abdomen that's broken and the other part that's broken, like this, and then just drill holes here, and then just you need to just put two pins in between the holes. They could just, like I said, you could just cut pieces of runners, and just those are usually 3 millimeters, and just use 3 millimeter drill and drill your holes there. Or if you have any brass rods, or can get any just brass rod, just again, you in whatever millimeter you want. For a HMM kit like that, I would probably use at least 2 millimeter. So use like 2 millimeter brass rods. Using like 2 or 3 millimeter would be good. Something that's like pretty sizable, pretty substantial like that. Dork asked, do you still use Samuel Decal? No, I don't. I know that he's still in business, but he doesn't do like custom decals anymore, as far as I know. Which was kind of the last thing, because like I used to get like P Bandai stuff through him as well, like it was like way back in the day. But then I could just get it through like the P Bandai site there in Korea when I was living in Korea. So, and then now I can get it through like P Bandai US. So, and then obviously any of the like the other third-party kits and stuff like that, we also just get here at USA Gundam Store. So, wouldn't really have any reason to use Samuel Decal's services unless he started doing like custom decals again, in which case I don't usually really need anything like that. But if I did, I mean, it would be a good resource. I'm not sure kind of why he got out of doing that. I don't know. I think maybe just kind of didn't need to. He was probably doing fine with his business, just like selling stuff. Didn't really need to mess around with having to like actually produce anything. Would be my guess, but I don't know. Patrick, what's going on? I'm hoping to start this kit this week. It's in my backlog. I've been chugging away at it. Nice. Lurk. Alvin's lurking. Hello. Do we know why Bandai doesn't make 0083 kits anymore? Unpopular. I don't know. I just have no idea. They haven't for a while, have they? But they also haven't made any new age kits for a while, or any new... What's another series? I mean, X in a long time. There's a couple of series that they just kind of haven't touched in a while. And so ultimately, I mean, I think they'll get back around to it eventually. You know, we're all hoping to see a new MG from 0083, as I talked about in a recent video, and as I've talked about a number of times in different videos. that I think what would be perfect would be a Verca GPO1 that would serve as a 2.0, just being a new or a completely new version of the GPO1. So it wouldn't be labeled as a 2.0 since it would be a Verca, but it would still. Oh, that's funny. I didn't put these parts together, but they just happen to already be together in the correct fashion, I think. Or no, it's kind of upside down. No, it's right. Oh no, it's not right. Anyway, almost right. But yeah, a Verca GPO1. Yeah, it could be essentially a 2.0, and at the same time could give us they could do it like the XS Gundam, where it's got the parts to make both in there at the same time. So you can make either the GPO1 with the FB or regular one. Yeah, anyway, I think that's like the best option. You have a couple of different options here for the sticker, and I'm gonna go with, what's the other one? Let's see, 59. I'm gonna go with this one, with the King of Hearts sticker. I feel like that's appropriate. But where does that go on to here? Zach, can you have any mods here just to keep chats in order? I do have 2 mods, but they're not usually here. For what? I mean, if there's some shenanigans going on in the chat, I mean, I can always step in. Or you're talking like just to like keep a better eye on what people are talking about in the chat? Was hoping for an RE100 Gerbera Tetra, but the line is dead. Yeah, that would also be another one that, I mean, you know, it seems like a long shot, but I mean, I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be too terribly surprised if we just randomly got a MG Gerbera Tetra. I mean, it doesn't seem likely, but stranger things have happened. So yeah, I mean, I agree that the RE100 line is probably like the most logical option for that, being that they made the GPO4 in the RE100 line already as well. So I mean, you would think that would make sense. Yeah, with that line being, for all intents and purposes, dead, as far as we know, as far as this moment goes. Yeah, I mean, who knows? We could just see a Gerbera Tetra MG. But I think that's, I don't know. Would they do that before making like any sort of 2.0? I feel like they probably would opt to make some sort of 2.0 or something of like one of the Gundams, probably the GP1. That would probably come first, would be my guess. And then, so like, what I could foresee happening, this is all just very speculative, just kind of based on just kind of Bandai's very like seemingly random approach to things sometimes, is that I could foresee something happening where like we got like either a 2.0 or a Vercon or something of GPO1, and then everybody's clamoring for what the next one's going to be, thinking like, okay, then are we going to get some kind of 2.0 of the GPO2 or the GPO3? But instead of getting those, if we got like at that point an MG Gerbera Tetra or something, I could I could see that happening. But I mean, in reality, probably none of that is going to happen. But who knows? But that's like kind of an order of things that does seem like kind of Bandai style. If that makes sense. Or like, okay, we're getting like new kits of the GP series in MG, but in fact it's like just one, and then they skip the others and just make something different, like a Cabrera Tetra. So yeah, I don't know. It would be cool, but we'll just have to wait and see. So the clear part for the front of the torso goes in last in here, which is interesting. The very last piece we put on the torso. And then, as much as I've been talking about how there's locking mechanisms for everything on this kit, all of the parts of the frame and everything, there's not one on the part of the frame that connects the top and bottom to get together. That said, the peg is like rather long, considerably, like proportionally for something normally this size. This peg does seem like a little bit long, which is good. That means that it should stay on there pretty well. That's the hope anyway. Okay, onto the arms. Arms, and then the head, and then like the backpack. Obviously we don't have a lot of like weapons, and even the backpack itself is pretty small, being basically just the core lander. All right. I wonder when Bandai will make the G-Quox MGs. Yeah, not sure. Remember, we've not gotten any MGs from Witch from Mercury either, and the IBO only got 2 with a 3rd one on the way, but still no G-Self either, which I think, I mean, eventually someday maybe we'll get an MG G-Self. I just don't think that it's something it's not something that I'm like holding my breath for. Yeah. The MG Zanko deserve the title burning because my hand felt burning after building those pipes. Yeah, I should make a video maybe next time I'm putting together an MG 2.0 Zanko. I should make a video about how I go about the pipe parts, because yeah, they can be very frustrating. I love that kit, and that kit is great for many reasons, but yeah, those pipe parts can be really annoying and very difficult. So yeah, next time I'm working on one, I don't have any more at the moment, but if I have the opportunity to work on one again, I'll try to just do like a quick like YouTube short or something like that, just to show kind of my process of how I go about that. I think it's built a number of those, especially just recently, having like just a few months ago, having built like 4 of those kits in a row. Got a pretty good system figured out for those kits. So our only like only inner frame parts for this kit is just a couple of parts here. Okay, there we go. Basically, this is for what, the shoulder joint and like the wrist joint. That's pretty much it. Alright, and then what, like that? Okay. Alright. Looks like Bandai treats MGs as an annoying obligation at this point. They make it seem like they would cancel the line if they could. Such a non-priority, it seems. I get that feeling. Yeah, I mean, there is probably been someone on their board or some higher up there in the company who's just a money man, just a businessman who said, let's stop making these because they just cost us too much money to develop, and we make a lot more money just making HGs and stuff. And I would imagine that just there was, fortunately for us, probably enough pushback of other people there that said, like, look, these are still really popular with the fans. I don't know, who knows, but yeah. Card game seems like easy money for Bandai. Yeah, kind of. It kind of does. We'll see. We'll see how well they stick with it. Yeah, that's kind of the main thing that I'm curious about. Just to kind of see how long it lasts. Basically, I'm cautiously optimistic because I agree. I think it's something that certainly make them some good money, which they're not having any trouble with at all. If you guys had seen the news lately about how I guess Bandai or like Gundam as a franchise made more money this, I don't know if it was this past quarter or this past year or whatever it was, according to this news thing that was going around over the weekend. I think it was over the weekend, right? Made more money than both One Piece and Dragon Ball, something like that, which are, I mean, like, for us, they might seem like pretty equal in terms of popularity, but I mean, obviously those are, I think, much more popular franchises, just generally speaking. So the fact that Gundam as a franchise made more money it's like pretty big news. That's why it was in the news. I think that was over the weekend, right? So yeah, anyway, my point is that, card game or not, Bandai doesn't really need the card game to like make more money. That said, of course, they could always make more money. I wish Bandai anime about children's card game on Gundam. How's the build so far? I just got this kit from my local hobby shop. Pretty sweet. Yeah, the build so far is good. In very like typical RG fashion. A lot of little complex parts. So I understand for some people they don't like the really teeny tiny little parts, and so for that reason, kind of like any RG, this is not going to be for everybody. But again, it's for the situation of just not really having a whole lot of options for the Shining Gundam. With the God Gundam, you've got a bit more because you also have like the high-res kit and well, I guess that's it. The high-res or the HG or the MG. So, but anyway, for the Shining Gundam, you don't have a high-res, so it's just the HG or the MG. And I've not built either, but my experience just with those kits is that the HG, well, I guess, let's see. No, I've not built the HG. But yeah, anyway. Hang on. Hi. Oh, there we go. Okay. Where was I? And where's this piece? Yeah, so Oh no, the HG, as far as I know, the HG God Gundam or the HG Shining Gundam is a fine kit. Not bad at all. And as far as I know, the Master Grade is pretty good. A little bit dated, but my experience with the Master Grade G Gundam line is that they're pretty nice. A little bit dated, but actually hold up quite well considering their age. But obviously, this is going to be not the best option for you if you're a fan of the design. So, all right, there's our one arm. Hopefully they strengthened the pre-built frame for the arms. So yeah, the pre-built frame only exists for this, just only for the shoulder connection, connecting the shoulder to the arm, and for the wrist joint. That's all. So it's very minimal. Asking, is the MG Verka Psycho Zaku any good? Thinking of getting it as my first MG. Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of that kit. I mean, of course it's good. I'm just trying to think if there's anything like that I could say that, well, you might have trouble with this, or you might not like this aspect of it, but honestly, really kind of nothing. I mean, some people aren't a big fan of the trash bags, they call them, which is like the joint covers, like that kit also has those, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, I think so, right? Has the plastic parts that fit over some of the joints. It's like it's not vinyl, is it? Is it vinyl? Soft plastic, anyway. Yeah, that's the only thing that like I know that some people aren't a fan of. But other than that, what I have to do with mine is just omit those joint cover parts entirely. I just didn't use them, which is always an option. If you're having trouble with them, just don't use them. All right, there's that, and that's it for that part. Okay. So is Shining the upgrade Gundam or starter Gundam? Shining is the starting Gundam, and then God Gundam came after. Oops. All right, we got that part here too. We gotta do. Think of Shining Gundam Success Bandai will announce RG Master Gundam. I doubt it. I just don't think, as we've seen with like the RG line, they don't do like antagonist mobile suits in the RG line very often. So, yes, we got the God Gundam and the Shining Gundam now, but I don't think at all. I mean, even if both are very successful, I don't think that necessarily makes it more likely that we'll get an RG Master Gundam, just because of the fact that, I mean, it's just not very common that Bandai makes antagonists. We do have some, like we have like Zaku, Sharazaku, Tsunanju, the Sazabi. But yeah, I don't know if the Master Gundam's quite like on the same level as those in terms of like widespread popularity. I would love it because I would love the Master Gundam design, but I just don't think that it's very likely. There we go. Okay. Could not seem to get that on there. Anybody got that Plamax Toki kit? I have that Plamax Toki kit. I've just not had a chance to build it yet, but yeah, I do have that in here in my queue. That one looks nice. Wait. Oh yeah, Plamatia, yes. RG Providence is gonna be nuts. Yeah. Again, it just doesn't seem that they're gonna be doing like too many antagonist Gundams. It would be great if they were. I mean, honestly, it would be great if the RG line would just kind of expand out a little. I mean, I understand like the lead Gundams are always going to be like the most popular ones, but I think that the RG line eventually is going to get to a point similar to the MG line, where they've kind of done all the lead mobile suits, and then they're going to have to start, doing more of the antagonist suits or grunt suits or like secondary suits, and they're obviously just not going to be as popular, and then we may see a decline in production of RGs. Now, obviously, even now we don't get like 10 RGs a year. We only get what, 2, something like that, maybe. But yeah, we could see that get at some point to be even less. I don't know. RG Turn A would be amazing. Yeah, the RG Turn A would also be really nice. What side cutters do I use? So I use my USA Gundam Store ones. Yeah. So and they last really well. I actually just fairly recently got a new pair just because, like, finally after a few years of use, they were still cutting fine, but the spring was coming out. So I finally had to get a new pair, and that's like with, like I said, a few years worth of use, and like considering how much I build, like daily use, a lot of use out of them before finally the spring kind of gave out. But otherwise, have had very good experience with that. All right, the head is up next. A little bit dreading working on the head just because of how tiny these parts are, and I'm going to try to include you guys as much as I can, but it's going to be a very small. Can't even see this. Putting the eyes sticker on. You do have a clear green part here, as you can see. Should I zoom in more? Like this. Let's see. Hang on. Bear with me a minute. Just do it all like this. You guys can see. I'll try to stay on screen. So you got this clear part. I put the sticker on there. Then we've got this red part here. And I'll be off, be kind of like on and off camera here, like trying to get these parts on. But the point is, I want to be able to show this to you up close as it's coming together. So there's the red part there for the face, because honestly, it's pretty insane the detail that's packed into this. Even this is the inside part of the head. You see those like mechanical details, kind of like we had for the Psycho Gundam Mark II, the HG kit recently. Had kind of this cool inner detail like inside of the head. This one similarly has that. Someone's shouting in the next door room. RG Turn X, I mean, I would just love if they would just make an HD Turn X, or even just reprint the MG. which if you guys saw, that was another kind of news over the weekend, or like end of last week. They had Bandai had their poll for what people wanted reprinted from the MG line, and just as a reminder to everybody that saw that, just remember that just because something wins or does well in that poll does not necessarily mean at all that Bandai is actually going to be reprinting that kit. So, like the Deep Striker won the poll, but that does not guarantee that we're actually going to see the Deep Striker reprinted anytime soon. There's those parts for the front of the face. So it was one of these parts is the part that I was missing. That was gone off the runner. And yeah, fortunately I recorded my unboxings, so I could just when I noticed the part was gone, I checked back in the video and I could see in the unboxing, when I showed the runner, that the part was not on there. So I know that like I didn't misplace it. I still like looked. I checked all the bags, and I always check the bags. Like I always double check the bags anyway. Afterwards, I double checked the bags, and yeah, there was just nothing there. I even triple checked the bags. Gee, even these parts for like the little vent, like the bottom side of the head, it's a separate part. It's crazy. So like here, it's a little bit like that. Crazy. Are they reprinting the Turn X? I've not seen that, but I mean, yeah. My point is that just because something wins the poll doesn't mean it's guaranteed to be reprinted. Sometimes it will. So, I mean, if you're saying that you've seen confirmation that the Turn X is actually getting reprinted, I mean, that's good. But usually every time when they come out with those polls, I mean, people see the results and think that it guarantees anything when nothing's guaranteed anyway, is my point. Here's these little teeny tiny little yellow parts there, and we've got the one here for the top of the head. Fit into there, and then the back side of the head goes on and should hold everything in place like that. And then we can close up these fins here. Yeah. It's a lot of little tiny parts here for this guy. And the V-fin. Like that. Whew. That was stressful. I was sweating a little bit there on that. Teeny tiny parts there. I like the part for the top of the head should be okay. Yeah, laying more flat. There we go. It's pretty awesome how like from the front it's still like has just the like kind of normal Gundam head silhouette. You don't like see all those yellow parts because they're kind of like tucked away back to the side there. So like when you're just viewing it from the front, you can't see that. Hey, pretty cool. Let's try the face opening gimmick here. Definitely gonna need some nice tweezers for that. Actually works really well. I was just thinking like, man, at this scale, like that little tiny opening mechanic there, I mean, it actually works pretty well. Pretty impressive. And then closed back up. Those parts line up pretty well. Works pretty good, I gotta say. Very nice. All right, backpack is last, and that's it for this guy. Why can't Bandai include extra V-fins? Yeah, that would be something that would be kind of nice. I mean, they have done that in a couple of kits in the past. I think with like some of the older MG kits, And basically what it was like they gave you like your regular plastic V pin, and then they gave you an extra one that was in like the softer plastic, which, like, thanks but no thanks on that. Here's the didn't really show this to you here, the shining finger hand in that high gloss sparkly metallic green color. It's pretty nice. And then in the manual, I'll just kind of skip ahead for a minute to show you this. So where is that? Not sure if there's another photo of it. Let's see. Remote weapons. Oh yeah, like here. This is on like the outside of the box too, but it shows the Gundam doing the thing like from the opening where it like pulls out the beam saber and it says like G Gundam across the beam effect. So when I saw that on the box, and just like I hadn't like known about this before, I thought, oh, are we gonna get like a beam effect part that has that G Gundam like titling like molded into the beam effect, which would have been really, really cool. But unfortunately, that is not the case. It's just the regular beam effect, and you have to just put the sticker on it. So that kind of sucks. But let's try that out here now. And it's on the longer of the two beam effects. Here, that I guess we're supposed to put that on, although I don't think it matters which one. So I don't think that this sticker is going to look very good on there, but we'll see here. We'll try it. It'll be hard to get a sticker like this to like look good on a clear curved part like that. But I don't know. It's not near as bad as I was expecting. It's actually not too bad. Like that's how it looks there. I mean, you can still see like very clearly like the outline of the sticker. It would have been much, much cooler if this was like a new beam effect part that they gave us that actually had that molded in. Would have been way better, and the sticker's like already kind of peeling off there as well. So yeah, I mean, it's not great. It's not terrible, but a new beam effect part would have been really cool. I would have really had to give it up to Bandai for that one, but dang, as we like to say. All right, let's build this core lander and then call it a day. Then I'm gonna work on the review for this guy for you guys. And then I've also got some more fun stuff to do. Scribing, which, speaking of sweating, scribing is still very stressful for me. Still very much not super proficient when it comes to scribing, but we're gonna give it a go. Doesn't he only do shining finger on the right hand? Yeah, so that's only for the right hand. So you only have this shining finger here for the right hand, yeah. Yes, Jason, you're correct. Please include a God Gundam carrying the Shining Gundam in the review. Maybe. Yeah. I was just trying to think, like, where is my R8? Where's my RG God Gundam? It's in the store display here at USA Gundam Store. So I'm going to have to get it out of the store display, which I suppose I could do. Wait. Oops. Okay. No, I didn't lose it, and it's just I had to think about where it was. I thought it was in the store display, and yeah, I'm certain that it is. fairly certain that it is. Don't think that I moved it anywhere or took it out or anything like that. Cool core fighter, core lander. Would be cool to have like a 1/35 scale model kit of this core lander, sort of like we have like for like the UC hardgraph kit. It's never ever going to happen, but it would be cool if maybe if like some well, it's never going to happen from Bandai, I guess I should say. Although it would be really cool if like some like third party company would make that. Wink, wink. Not that any company like that I think is watching. Saku-chan, what's going on? Hello. But you know how we've seen like these third party companies kind of pick up the slack in different areas where Bandai is sort of lacking when it comes to like bust model kits and MG style, like larger model kits and things like that. Perhaps seeing more model kits like core fighters and core landers, stuff like this would be really cool. I would like it. What time is it? It must be, oh yeah. It must be lunchtime. Noticing that suddenly seems very quiet out there in the warehouse. That's because everyone went to lunch. All right, last but not least, this one single little thruster bell here that gets folded up. The thruster bell points forward when it's going along. That's interesting. But yeah, canopy opens up here just to show you this kind of a little bit more closer. So canopy opens, you do have the cockpit in there, but as usual with RGs, you don't have any seated pilot figure. But this will connect onto the back, like how does that push out? So this whole part is supposed to lift up. There we go. And just, I'm still zoomed in. Hang on. Sorry. Plugs into the back like that. And that's it, huh? Not much to it. And let's see, I missed the part where we add the beam saber handles into the side skirt. Where is that? Okay, here. The short one goes in the top, and the longer one on the bottom. And there we have it. This cockpit hatch on the front also opens up here. We should, I can't really see anything, but that does open up there on the front. There you go. Like that. That opens up. And there you go. Okay, anyway, don't really need that zoomed in anymore. So there you go. That's it for the RG Shining Gundam. Definitely kind of one of the more like simple designs in that it doesn't have like a shield, a beam rifle, a large backpack. Its backpack's like quite minimal, very small. It doesn't have a lot of like accessories other than just basically the beam effect parts for the beam saber, which because of the fact that it doesn't have a lot of accessories is I think just like in my mind even more reason why it would have been cool to have like something with like a bit more effort into it, because we don't have a shield, we don't have a beam rifle, at least give us a brand new like beam effect part that has the G Gundam like title like molded into it. Would have been really cool, right? But I feel like that's a bit of a missed opportunity there for Bandai-san. For our accessories, really all you have is just the extra hand parts there, and a couple of beam effect parts, which are not new beam effect parts, and that's it. But really, really nice. A lot of the frame had the locking joints, which is really cool. And of course you have all your stickers and everything, which I may go ahead and try to put like a couple more of those on, but usually with the RG kits, the stickers just don't really end up looking very good at all. Especially on like the white parts, they're usually okay. So that's an option for you. But on any other color other than white, they're just not really going to look good. And even on the white parts, the other problem that you usually have with the RG stickers is that they don't fit the surface. You'll have like bits of the sticker kind of sticking off the edge of the armor piece, and you either have to try to bend it down, but it won't stay down, so you have to cut it off usually with a very sharp knife. What will be the 200K subscriber celebration? I'm not sure. We'll have to get there first. It'd be really awesome to get there by the end of the year. I don't know if we'll make it though. I don't know if we'll make it to 200K by the end of this year. It usually goes around 1,000 per month, and that's been like pretty average, pretty standard for quite a while now. So I mean, at that point, that puts us, it's August, so yeah, we'll still be a couple thousand shy of 200K by the end of the year, I think. But I don't know, maybe I'll make a big to-do out of it and say like, if we make it to 200K by the end of this year, then I'll do something. I don't know, but anyway, yeah, so that's it for today's live stream, guys. Like I said, got other big project that I'm working on, but I will have the review for this guy out for you guys tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for hanging out, joining today. I can say I definitely recommend it. Definitely very cool. A lot of like the transforming gimmicks are quite ingeniously designed, as always, from Bandai, so it would be pretty awesome. Well, I mean, it is pretty awesome. Sorry, I'm just kind of like reading the chat and trying to speak at the same time, and I'm getting it a little confused. But yeah, I think pretty nicely done, as always, here on this one from Bandai. Very nicely done, I should say. Looks nice, very nice. So what do you guys think? Let me know, and just check out the review tomorrow. In the meantime, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. See you later.